Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Marliana Wati from class 5E TBI. In this video, I will explain the sample of mini lesson plan. In this lesson plan, there are 6 components along with the description. The first component is objectives. In objectives, students will be able to collaboratively analyze, interpret, and discuss a short story using a digital annotation tool to improve reading comprehension and critical thinking skills. Through this activity, students do not only practice reading, but they also learn to identify key ideas in the text, understand meaning, and think critically. In addition, group discussion helps students learn how to express their thoughts, listen to other perspectives, and draw conclusions together. In other words, the main goal is to develop students' reading comprehension, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration skills through the meaningful use of technology. The second component is students' activities. In this lesson plan, there are 3 student activities. The first one is read and assign short story individually on the digital platform. At this stage, students read the assigned text independently without discussing it first. This allows students to develop their own basic understanding and initial interpretation before being influenced by others' opinions. It also helps students engage more personally with the content. The second one is discuss and compare their annotation in small group. In these steps, students share and compare their initial annotation with group members. They discuss which parts they highlight, why those parts stood out, and how they interpreted certain events, language, or themes. Through this collaboration, students negotiate meaning, challenge different perspectives, and build a deeper and shared understanding of the text. These steps strengthens critical thinking and communication skill. And the last is answering guided analysis questions together in a shared document. After the discussion, students work as a team to complete analysis questions provided by the teacher. They combine their ideas into a single shared response. The final answers represent collective reasoning rather than individually understanding. This step reinforces teamwork, encourages students to justify their ideas with evidence, and demonstrates how meaning is constructed collaboratively. The next component is teacher's role. The teacher acts as a facilitator and supporter rather than the primary source of answers. The teacher's responsibility include modeling how to annotate a text for comprehension and analysis. The teacher demonstrates how to highlight important details, identify key literary elements, and write reflective or analytical comments. And monitoring group discussion and providing scaffolding or prompts. The teacher only intervenes when students need help by asking guiding questions rather than giving direct solution. In this approach, the teacher becomes a guide on the side, not a sage on the stage. The next component is technology use. In technology use, I choose hypothesis. Hypothesis support student-centered pedagogy by enabling learners to construct understanding directly within the text. From a content perspective, the technology helps students visually identify and analyze literary elements, making individual interpretations, process, and thought patterns visible and shareable among peers. This ultimately creates a dynamic, interactive learning environment that enriches the overall educational experience. How to use hypothesis in classroom? The first is Create account and group. The teacher creates a free account at Web Hypothesis and sets up a private group for the class. The second is prepare materials. Upload the short story as a PDF to Hypothesis or share a link to a web page. And next is install extensions. And ensure all students install the Hypothesis browser extension for Chrome, Firefox, and others. And the next is annotation activity. Direct students to the shared document within the private group. Students can start, highlight text, and adding notes by selecting text. All annotations will be visible to other group members. And the last is discussion and collaboration. Encourage students to not only create their own annotations but only read and reply to classmates annotations, initiating direct conversation within the text. Next component is how technology supports pedagogy. The technology supports a student-centered learning approach where students actively engage in constructing knowledge rather than passively retrieving information. Through the digital annotation platform, students can build understanding individually and collaboratively, engage deeply with the text, and share and refine interpretations through discussion. In other words, technology helps make the learning experience more active, collaborative, and meaningful. And the last component is how technology support content. Technology does not only support teaching methods, it also strengthens content learning. Through digital annotation, students can identify literary elements such as theme, characters, conflict, setting, and plot directly in the text, and make their thinking visible and accessible to peers. And this approach encourages students to focus not just on the final answers but on the interpretations and reasoning process behind it. So, this lesson plan integrates literacy skills, technology, and collaborative learning. Students read critically, use technology to organize their ideas, and work together to develop interpretations of the short story. The learning process emphasizes not only the final understanding but also the thinking process and interaction that takes place along the way. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.